What's going on, guys? This is James Allen. Today I have exciting news for you. That is, the CityXcape app finally got approved by Google. It is now listed on a Google Play Store, and let me tell you, it feels really good to go on that Google Play Store and see your app listed. I've even downloaded it already and played with it on Android. It feels really good. And if you remember the last episode I did, I talked about how my app had gotten rejected 4 times by Google. And I noticed that there was a pattern deeper than what was going on. When I had saw the Crashlytic logs and noticed that there were server errors being thrown, I not only fixed that error, I took that pause, right? I took that pause and said to myself, why is this error even bubbling up? Because that would not happen during a normal user experience. And after some thinking, I realized that the Google engineers were testing my app differently than the engineers at Apple. Again, the Google engineers were testing my app very differently than the guys at Apple. While the people at Apple typically check for quality assurance, it seemed to me that the Google guys were testing for resilience in your application. They were forcing it to throw errors to see how you handle these errors, if you would catch them, if you would handle them properly. And after I had noticed that crash on Crashlytics, I not only fixed that bug, but rather than resubmit it to Google right away, I said, let's look for other similar errors that could surface to the main thread. Let me make sure that all the background errors are being handled properly. And then once I did that, I resubmitted it to Google. And then I think 3 days later, they approved it. I think 3 days after I did that video, because when I did that video, it was right after I submitted it to Google again. So 3 or 4 days after that, I noticed the application was approved and ready for publishing. And once I published it, it was really exciting to see it on the Google Play Store. So now I could claim to be a cross-platform developer because I have shipped successfully to Apple, and now I have successfully shipped to Google as well. And one point I want to say to you guys, especially my founders and engineers out there, if you're one of the lucky few who's both a founder and an engineer, pay attention as well. That is, it's deeper than code, man. It's deeper than code. Don't just approach the problem with logic, right? Don't just approach the problem with 2 plus 2 equals 4. That's not enough, because at the end of the day, when you're submitting these apps to these organizations, whether it's Apple or Google, you're dealing with people, right? You're dealing with people. If I had just looked at the problem as just, this is a code error, and just fixed it, I'm pretty sure I would have gotten denied a 5th time or 6th time, until everything was resolved. But because I paused and said to myself, maybe these guys are testing my app differently in the first place. Maybe their approach is fundamentally different than Apple's approach. It was clear to me that Apple, they were looking for quality assurance in your app. They were looking for a perfect user experience. But from Google, that's not what they were doing. They were testing resilience. They were way more hacky about it. They were forcing the app to throw errors to see how you would handle them. And I not only fixed that bug that I noticed on Crashlytics, I handled every potential other bug on a background thread that could surface up and burble up on a main thread. And I'm pretty sure when those guys at Google saw that I fixed that first bug, they try to find other ways for my app to throw errors, right? And when they saw that there was nothing, they gave me the green light, and now the app is listed on the Google Play Store. So the point is this: it's deeper than code. Again, my founders out there, my engineers out there, it's deeper than code. You know how they be saying it's deeper than rap? You know how hip hop, they be saying it's deeper than rap, implying that the street life of rap? Well, it's the same thing with engineering. It's deeper than code, man. It's much deeper than code, because at the end of the day, you're dealing with people, whether it's other engineers reviewing your app or consumers using your product. Now, in the next episode, I'm going to talk about how you could use cloud functions as the brain for your application, something I've never noticed as an engineer. Prior to this moment, I used to always look at cloud functions as like a sort of message queue system, a light message queue system, right? That you could use for push notifications, stuff like that, for certain triggers. But now I'm realizing, this could actually be a nerve center for both your front end Android and iOS applications, right? I'm realizing the cloud function or Lambda functions, if you're using AWS, they're the same thing. It's just Google and Amazon call them differently. You could use those cloud functions as a brain for your application. So I'm going to make an episode on that because this is the first time I'm currently writing heavy logic on one of my cloud functions, and I want to share that experience with you. In any case, my misfits, that's all I have for you in this episode. Let's celebrate this Google approval, my app being listed on the Google Play Store. You know what to do. Don't forget to press that like button and support me on Patreon. I will see you next time.